Being an empath can feel overwhelming, but I'm here to share a few secrets with you today to help you thrive, not just survive. Hi, I'm Emily Katie. I'm an empath and a spiritual mentor. In this series, I share my personal stories and powerful lessons that I've learned along the way, including how to navigate the complexities of generational trauma and lessons that I've learned in my own spiritual experiences. Today, I want to touch on the struggles of being an empath. Empaths are highly sensitive people, they're very intuitive, and they have the ability to feel other people's emotions deeply, 5 times stronger than the average person. Empaths aren't only highly perceptive, but they're extremely compassionate people. However, they do face some significant challenges. In this video, I will share 5 personal struggles that I have as an empath and most empaths will understand or relate to. Okay, the first one is emotional sensitivity that leads to burnout. So an empath's heightened sensitivity to be able to feel other people's emotions can actually lead to emotional burnout. For instance, a few weeks ago, I was in a restaurant and enjoying my friends and family that I was with, and then all of a sudden I noticed that there were 2 women across from us that were in this very deep, intimate conversation. I could feel their immense pain. They were grieving. They were grieving a loss of somebody, whether it was a loss of somebody that transitioned or a loss of a relationship. There was intense pain there. In the past, when I would have seen that, I would have taken those feelings on, and then all of a sudden, I would have actually changed the joyous moment that I was having with my friends and family into one of grief, because I would have brought their grief into this moment. Fortunately, I have the ability to now see that this is not mine, this is theirs. I'm not doing them a favor by holding on to it for them. So I can release it and still be present with my loved ones and not change the trajectory of our event or our time together. As empaths, we do have the ability to take those dark emotions, that grief, that pain that those ladies are going through, and transmute them into love, to joy, to peace. So I was actually sitting with my family and I was alchemizing their energy and sending it back to them as love and peace, just to help them get the clarity that they need to work and process through the emotions that they were going through. But as I did that, then I was able to be present, no longer carry the emotions of theirs into that my day, but be 100% present with my loved ones. However, in the past, I would have been attached to that overwhelming emotion, unable to shake it, not even aware possibly that I picked it up from them. And it would create pure exhaustion for me because I was carrying on somebody else's burden, not my own. Our sensitivities can lead to exhaustion if we don't know how to separate other people's emotions from our own. The second struggle, and this is a real one, and this goes right in alignment with the first one, is the need for alone time. Empaths have this heightened nervous system, and we have to take time to help the dysregulation that happens when we're out and about to bring it back into regulation. And we are able to do this by having alone time. It's like a recharge, a reset. We need downtime to reset ourselves. Now, this is a really challenging thing when you're in a relationship with maybe an extrovert. A lot of empaths are introverts, not all, but a lot of them are. And they tend to attract extroverts, opposites attract. And in this case, an extrovert gets fueled by the energy of others, or an introvert gets fueled by having alone time. So there has to be an understanding on both ends that the extrovert needs that socialization, the introvert doesn't and needs his or her own alone time. And so having that understanding in a relationship is vital to keep a healthy relationship. Okay, the third one, people pleasing. This is a big one for me. I'm embarrassed to admit, but this is something that I've done my whole life. My experience of being an empath is I can feel everyone's feelings. So when somebody's asking something of me that I know I don't want to do or deliver on, I don't maybe have the energy or the mental capacity or whatever it is. I just know that I'm not in the right place to deliver on. But I know by not saying yes to them, it's going to disappoint them, and I can feel their disappointment. I will a lot of times say yes because I don't want to feel their pain on top of my own. So I would rather put them first over myself in these situations. So being an empath, we often not all cases, but a lot of us will become people pleasers because we don't want to feel the other person's pain. So we are extremely compassionate. We don't necessarily know how to be compassionate for ourselves. And this is the number one thing that I work on daily is becoming compassionate for myself. And so, in moments that somebody may be asking something of me, and I don't have the bandwidth, the mental, physical, energetic bandwidth to fulfill what they're asking, I have to turn to myself and ask, is this really important for me to do for them or for me? Is it something I want to do or not? And I have to be honest with myself and give myself the compassion that I need. The fourth struggle is knowing when somebody's not being honest with you. So, being an empath, we are super sensitive and intuitive. So, we know when somebody's lying. However, I have found it's super important because we're so compassionate that sometimes we want to dig deep to help people navigate or help them through their issues. Sometimes it's best to take a back seat. If somebody doesn't want to tell you something, there may be a reason why, and to honor and respect that. So a lot of times what I will do is I will touch in with myself, my own intuition, and connect with that person on a higher level and ask, is this something that I should dig deeper in or just let go, and honor and respect that person's boundaries just as much as I'd want them to do for me. Number 5, being labeled as too sensitive. My whole life I've been told, you are too sensitive. Why are you so emotional? Why do you cry so much? We as empaths care deeply. We can be overly emotional about things that may not be significant to others. This is just one of our natural traits. I had this experience in my early 20s where I worked for the Leukemia Society, and I was putting on a fundraising event, and we were honoring and sharing stories of some of our patients. And one of the patients, he was a gentleman in his 40s. He had a young family, and I'll never forget this night where I'm standing along the wall with him and his wife, and he's being announced. And as he's being announced, I had developed a friendship with this family and a respect for what they had been going through, the amount of pain of him having to go through his bone marrow transplant. And as he was being announced, it hit me on a very deep emotional level. And when it hit me, I had a really loud, ugly cry come out. I couldn't control it. You guys, it was so embarrassing. All I wanted to do was go and hide, but I couldn't. I was putting on this event. I was standing with him. Everybody in the room looked at me, and we're talking hundreds of people. This is not a small room, are looking at me. And I had so much emotional pain for this man and his wife that I couldn't contain it. Now, this is at a time in my life that I didn't even know what an empath was. And I was overworked and overstressed, and I had a dysregulation of my nervous system. So I couldn't necessarily control my nervous system. I couldn't control my emotions like I can today. Now that I understand what an empath is, now that I understand what all these traits are, I understand how to keep my system regulated, how to take care of myself. I'm able to be in highly charged emotional situations and probably hold it together about 95% better than I used to be able to. I still cry. I'm still a very emotional person. I can still feel people's feelings. So it's not like it's totally not emotional, but I can definitely contain myself so much better than I've ever been able to before. So knowing these steps, knowing what each of these, how we are naturally built, but knowing the importance of regulating our nervous system is vital in making us thrive as an empath. This is where we're able to turn our sensitivities into our superpower and have immense impact on people around us. Now, I wanted to give a bonus trait that is one that is deep within me, and it's my reaction to violence. Most empaths are deeply distressed by violence. When I'm driving down the road and I see a car accident, I never look. I always just look straight ahead. If I am, unless I have to stop and help, when I am watching a violent movie, I will literally cover my eyes. It throws my entire system out of whack. This is a really challenging thing because people that are not empathic don't understand how distressful and distressing it is for us. And I've been told many times, why are you covering your eyes? It's just a movie. It's not just a movie to us. It's not. It really does throw our entire system out of whack. So this is something that I choose, like at 16, I stopped watching the news. I couldn't handle it anymore. Um, and I choose to make sure I'm always taking care of myself. And if I'm watching a movie that I know is going to be distressful for me, I will cover my eyes and I'm unashamed about it. I don't care. I have to protect me and my system, what's important to me. And if somebody's going to judge me, so be it. That's for them to judge. It's not none of my business what they think about me. I just know how those rushes of negativity can be so overwhelming for me. I understand what it's like to be an empath and be dysregulated and out of balance and overwhelmed by emotions. And I would love to offer my free meditation to help you regulate your overwhelming emotions. Please find the link in the description below. This meditation has helped me immensely release my heightened emotions to find more balance in my daily life. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more insights on how to navigate generational trauma as an empath. Thank you.